The Light at the End of the Tunnel, a compilation album by The Damned. It was sometime in 1976 when I saw The Damned, supporting the Trogs at the Roundhouse, and I was not sure about the whole idea of punk. I could see the music was being led by the fashion, and that was the wrong way round. The Damned were like nothing I had ever seen, so fast yet so tight. Their version of the Beatles' Help was stunning. They also had a menacing presence which made me feel a bit uncomfortable. There is a myth that punk was started by guys who had just picked up guitars and learnt 3 chords. But it was mostly guys in their late teens and early 20s who had been around a bit and adapted what they had been doing to be part of the new movement. And who could blame them? Punk is always fun to play. I was impressed by The Damned but not convinced. And then I heard their single New Rose, the first punk single and to this day probably the best. The spoken intro made me laugh. Thunderous drums, heavy guitar riffs and a catchy chorus. It showed off their musical abilities and it also set them up as the jokers in the pack. A bit scary and having a laugh at the same time. They also made an album with some more great songs on it. I saw them at Friars in Aylesbury and the California Ballroom in Dunstable, where they brought on Lol Coxill, a moderately well-known avant-garde soprano sax player. There I was amongst the pogoing throng, but when I saw them at the Roundhouse again with Motorhead as a support, I sat in the balcony and watched their weird pantomime of a show, with Captain Sensible wearing a ballet tutu. They made more great records. Smash It Up became an anthem and appeared on a Batman soundtrack. Someone at a record company gave me their album Strawberries, and I was stunned by how competent they had become, how their songwriting had matured. But it ended for me with The Damned when I tried to put aside childish things and grow up. The Damned went goth and became my little brother's band, and that is how I have this compilation double album covering all their best years. It was my little brother that got us tickets to see them at the White Horse on West Wycombe Road. They played their hits, even the extravagant Eloise. It was a great night, but a bit sad that they were playing in a pub in Wycombe, famous for strippers. The Light at the End of the Tunnel, The Damned.